Okay. Ron, you are feeling ready now? Got everything where you wanted?
I think so, yes.
Ola?
Yes.
Good. Everybody else?
I'm good.
Okay. Let's get going. Who wants to go first?
We are in a kind of I think I've already done my...
You did a really wonderful one last time.
And so who's left? Everyone except me. Right?
Everyone else.
I need to remember where we were at.
Okay.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Who was playing in the last scene? That was Ron and you?
Not me, but
And Nathan as well.
And Nathan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it was Ola had given us the word, but he
Yeah.
was not in the scene.
So Ron and Max, could you help both Nathan and me out, because I'm a little bit distracted.
We were using the word box, and me and Nathan was in the theater hall. Ron's character comes up to us and complains about one of the young new recruits. He's trouble. He's not doing what he should. My character goes to talk to this new recruit. Ron and Nathan goes to see the theater. I come back stunned later. They wonder why, and my character just said, he called me a box.
Yeah.
And then we cut.
And that was our first scene of the second age.
Yeah.
So we still have 4 scenes to go for our second age.
Yes.
And I believe we each have several cards to choose from. I have 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have 3 I want to think about a little bit longer, if it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I think I will pick up the pronoun card. So it reads as us, you, them, the abstract ways we group ourselves in one order. We have a special way to refer to some in the isolation. What is the new pronoun and how do we use it? Why is it important to who we are? The lines between us.
So it
So-
only applies to some of the people in the isolation, in the trousers. So it's not all of us, it is some people in it.
That sounds good.
It's
Which aspect are you thinking of in connection to this one?
I think I will go with the keeping account of what we owe. Like, I see this pronoun as something that is new, that followed what happened at the end of age 1, and the same as the box words. I see that as something that rised after that. I don't know if I say that it might be redundant with box, but I see it as a way to differentiate the people from the first age, and that did not change, and the people from the new age, as Jacob is kind of one of the characters that did not really want to change because he lost basically everything when we abandoned the
favor
what is
thing.
it?
Yeah, favor
The
from
favor
obligation.
thing. Yes, the favor thing.
Can I
Mm.
suggest or respond to what you are suggesting?
Yeah,
Because, Helma, this is open discussion. We're all allowed to. Is that right? Okay.
Yes, yes.
So
yes.
in this case, to keep it from being completely parallel and exact with box, which is not necessary.
Yeah.
Perhaps it can go. Perhaps it can be, since it's associated with the keeping accounts. Maybe it's a term that we start using, the elites or the old people, the old guard. Perhaps it is the one that we use to people who are uh, behind, who are not keeping up their accounts. So they are kind of like targeted. They are starting to be thought of as a different kind of trouser if you can't, stay active and loyal and meeting all of your. And we used to have said, if you are not being mutualistic enough, now we say your account is due.
Or I haven't. I was thinking exactly the same thing, but the other way around.
Okay.
I have a small anecdote about a guy working in a storage, and they had this system where they got points depending on how many packages they moved around, and they had this expression for these guys that were totally possessed by these points. It didn't matter. They gave almost no money. So those guys quit their they didn't take breaks. Just went and for those they were hunters, hunting points, like quick risers, going up really quick to get very many points. They were called hunters basically in that they were only interested of gaining it's really fast. They were hated by everyone else.
Oh, I see. So yes, it would be people who, yes. So it's not applying to us, but we might. Yes, I like that. It is applied to some of the people, and a lot of us. I could see any number of people don't like them. Maybe we don't like them because they are just after the points and not really doing the work meaningfully, and other people don't like them because they make them look bad.
And it's like yuppies.
Oh, I get it completely.
If you were, I mean, in people that are earning money fast without having
in
having
academia.
Rich father.
In academia, we called researchers who did this that their papers had minimal publishable units. So they have thousands of papers, and each paper is this big with just enough terminology and numbers to get published and no more. So, yeah, MPUs.
Okay, but
yeah.
Was that really what you were looking for, Nathan? Because you look a little bit troubled.
No, I'm just thinking that I like the idea, but making a pronoun out of that might be complicated.
Mm.
I like the idea, but it looks like a designation of somebody, which is not really a pronoun. If my grammatic is right.
It could be. I mean, I see your point. It might be more fun to make a noun, like with box. But on the other hand, pronoun is the card you have. Maybe that's just what we have to work with.
Yeah, so, I mean, we could ignore it and go on a more noun thing, but I would like
it needs to be a pronoun.
Before we do that,
I agree. Yeah.
I would like to find a pronoun. If we can find a pronoun first.
Sure. I am saying we are stuck with a pronoun because of the card. Why don't we just live with it and carry on, right? So.
Yeah. Yes. But can you explain the difference? Because we're not supposed to take a pronoun that already exists, right?
Yeah, we make it up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we make
it up. So if we make it up, a pronoun points towards something, right?
I see it a bit as all the process that we did in recent years about making new pronouns for things that were not defined before. Gender-free pronouns mostly. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking about.
Right. something like
Mhm.
instead of them and they, it would be them and they, or something like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Zoo
Mm.
instead of you.
Yeah.
Oh, having multiple
Mm.
native languages in one group is making this much harder than it should be. So,
Or much more interesting.
It's,
Oh.
I'm imagining too many different. Yeah, but whatever.
I'm fine.
Any
Language
ideas?
doesn't even have any.
Yeah,
We have used a little bit German, we used a little English,
I-
now we should use a little bit Swedish, and now we
Sure.
should and then Spanish, and
that's
Don't forget
Thank you.
Esperanto, the word language that everyone.
It would be
Talking
nice if we
about
can
it.
come up with something completely
But,
unconnected.
Right. So
Yeah,
it's not even a distortion. It's actually completely alien.
Or,
Yeah, that's a nice idea.
or maybe connected to what our aspects say. Like if it's keeping accounts, if we could find a pronoun that's
it's keeping accounts. So I would like.
yeah.
It depends. What do we want? Do we want a we or do we want a you? That's
Definitely
the
a
first
they or you, I think, because it's kind of
Yeah.
a term that is applied to
That's-
others, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We are coming up with all these insulting terms for our second age. Yeah.
I like it. I mean,
it
it
works.
shows the
It
difference
works.
between
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
and second.
Absolutely.
one happy H2, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
All those old people that don't understand youth.
yeah. Helma, do you
Some
have
of you is younger than me.
Helma, what do you
Yes.
have a strange sound that we could use for they or you? Maybe you collective and they and stuff like that. Can you give us a strange sound that we can use?
No. Right now, I'm not really. I have some ideas, but I'm not really.
The problem is,
I think it doesn't even matter what it is. It just has to be a noise. Like,
yeah.
I mean, as
but
long
we
as you
should
can
be able
spell
to
it.
Remember it.
Well, I will write it down.
Yeah, but it needs to be spellable.
No, exactly. That's all I'm saying. It has to be spellable. You have to be able to spell it. And so we know how to say it, but it doesn't have to be sophisticated. We don't have to impress any linguists.
No, I know.
I'm trying to find somebody that would be consistent with what we did up to now.
Yes.
But it's maybe overthinking.
No, there is this thing that we still should come up with words that will be able to hide in normal language.
Oh, right. That's tricky. That's tricky for this one.
So
Almost.
I think that makes it a little bit more tricky
Mm-hmm.
because it should at least sound like something normal.
That's almost impossible to imagine, actually. I'm not saying it is impossible, but it's a lot harder. I almost am happier with a nonsense word.
The more I think of it is that what kind of it becomes a pronoun. It can be a noun. It becomes a pronoun when we point it towards
When we use it.
someone.
Yeah.
That way. So it could be something that means something else. A word that means something that is symbolic in some way. It turns out as a pronoun.
I was thinking more something on the line of the difference between you and who. Not th or you
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you. But something that you could mistake as somebody has a weird accent.
Right.
Yes.
Which I think makes sense, so you can be insulting without looking to insulting or sounding to.
Right. So maybe something like I was saying before, just saying like them for them or something like that.
Them, yeah, them. That's them.
Yep.
Them and they and zoo.
Yeah.